Hi, it's Jonathan and welcome to Volume 12 of the Charity Digital Top 3. I hope you're keeping well. Last week I spoke in some depth about the Black Lives Matter movement, my thoughts about it, and the importance of our actions as individuals to help bring about change. This week I'm going to share with you two resources that I think will be really useful in helping to frame what those changes might be, both as individuals and for our organisations. The first is our inclusion panel from our Be More Digital conference, which we held back in March. We decided to release it now because it seems super timely. This was led by Debbie Forster, the CEO of Tech Talent Charter. Tech Talent Charter are a charity that work across many sectors to help actually raise the levels of diversity and inclusion. And in this panel, we had an entirely charity-focused set of experts. We had Ursula Dalton, the CTO of British Heart Foundation, Danny Attias, the Chief Information Officer at Anthony Nolan, Tiffany Hall, the CIO of Cancer Research UK, and Monica Shapak, the CEO of Kaleidoscope Plus. It was a really great discussion about diversity and inclusion, but the participants who come from very different types of charities, which are actually very different sizes as well, talk about their personal experience about bringing about change. And this was actually focused on gender diversity and neurodiversity, as well as ethnic diversity. So a really great broad discussion. The second is to highlight our Be More Digital Leadership Day, which is coming up on the 25th of June. This is a totally free of charge virtual conference with a breadth of content on subjects like digital service delivery, culture, and how you maintain digital agility in these times of lockdown and working from home, security in the dark web, amongst others. And that's why we've got 10 hours of content in total. And there's also going to be a live session on how to be more inclusive. So it's going to be a really great event, as I say, totally free of charge, so do please join us. On a different subject, I also wanted to call out this week's webinar. It's all about virtual events and experiences and how to make them connect better with supporters. Obviously, many of us are new to virtual events, and I think there are very few of us who could claim to be expert in what is really a very newly evolving area. So whether you're just starting out or you've got some more experience, I'm sure there'll be some content in this session that will be really helpful to you. Some good hints and tips. So you can sign up for that via the Charity Digital site. In actual fact, links to all of the above resources will be included in the comments to this video. So before I go, I wanted to share this week's work from home tip. It's a little bit niche this week. It's a little bit technical. But maybe if, like me, you've been using Zoom and Teams a lot, you found they've been glitching from time to time, and maybe you assume it's about bandwidth. I'd like to share my experience, which suggests that's not always the cause. If you're like me, today you maybe find yourself opening up more and more windows, more and more tabs, and you never quite get around to closing them. And what I discovered one day when my Zoom was glitching, I ran a speed test and it was fine. So what was actually going on was Zoom and Teams, which are actually pretty resource intensive. When we've got too many tabs open, there aren't enough resources for them to run properly. I closed a few things down and it worked much better. So maybe next time yours is glitching, try closing a few windows as well. It might not be the bandwidth. So that's it for this week. Before I go, I wanted to call out the flower of the week, which is, of course, the poppy. If you're lucky enough to get out into the countryside at the weekend, you might have seen a beautiful field like this. If you didn't, try and get out in the next week. I think there's still some nice weather coming up. So that's all from me. Hope to speak to you again soon. Thank you and goodbye.